quorum, so I guess we actually could get started and hopefully others can join us. So I think I will call the meeting to order at 7:03. Good evening there, Maureen. Good to see you. And maybe we can just take care of our business. Approval of the minutes for both July 6th and July 13th, 2026. Can I get a motion to approve? A motion, Nora?
I move that we approve the minutes from both those meetings.
Okay.
You're muted, Maureen.
I second that motion.
Thank you very much. Any comments?
Nope.
All in favor, signify by aye or raise your hand or thank you. Okay. On to old business. Well, maybe while we're waiting, I'm going to go to communication. Just say I want to thank you both for Nora too for the great article in the Citizen on the first volunteer recognition article. I thought that was very well done, very tasteful. It displayed everything quite nicely, and I thought it was well done. So thank you very much. Great job.
Did you get any feedback?
I haven't heard anything. I haven't gotten. Nobody sent me an email saying that they knew of somebody's name missing or anything like that. So
good.
But I thought it was great display and worked out very nice. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I think the formatting turned out nicely. Margie was able to create that headline, and I took the idea from what Colleen said, that if you got a two-pager, you don't need to put the same header on each page. And I thought, well, let's try to make it go straight across. And so that's the task I gave to Margie, because she's got publishing software that worked better. And then she sent it back. It looked great. And I added the underscore of the title, which carried a line all the way across,
Right.
which let you notice that it was a two-page headline. So
yeah, that was pretty neat.
Yeah, it worked out really nice. I was really pleased with it. Yeah.
Simple but very effective.
So I was just looking, is this the time to talk about this project?
We could jump ahead to that, because I think we did commit to the Ashford Family Day. Margaret is going to be available, so she said she'd be willing to come, and we're actually got a booth saved for both EDC and Our Town, Our Future. So if there's anything that you ladies have relative to maybe this volunteer recognition that we could maybe display that day, is there a way to kind of take these things and maybe put them on a bigger board or something, or a list or something? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there because we'll be there. Obviously, we want to highlight Our Town, Our Future, and there's some stuff I have, that projects and things we've done I can have like to show, and I'll maybe put together a sheet of some of the accomplishments of Our Town, Our Future, and a little bit of the history. But I don't know if there's anything you two, since you've both been very involved in this project, if there's anything you think would be a good visual or something we might want to display or have available for people to see.
Well, I think it might not be bad to have information about these boards and commissions and committees. It's something that I want to have pulled together by the end of August anyway. It's what will go in the articles. And that's essentially what's on the website, which is what's the point of the thing and who are the current members, and what the term of office is. So maybe I can draw up a different sheet for each one and get it laminated so it's a little bit more permanent looking, and have those available either on a table or to hang up somehow. I don't know how it's going to be. I may actually be in town, as it turns out. I thought I was going to be gone, but something else has come up, so I think we're going to change our plans a little. But I can work on that as I'm working on the articles. I can just put each of those in a separate document or separate page in the same document so that they would all have the same format. But I maybe should try to figure out a little logo or something, like for agriculture to have a tractor, and for aging, I don't know what,
Old people.
a cane.
Well, not all old people use canes, so we don't want to
But
go there. So
that way they won't all look exactly alike.
I,
But I would not put the people who had already served on that. That would just be current information. So I think, what do you think about that idea, Margie? You're muted. There you
Yep.
go.
Yeah, I don't know if people will stop and pay it, like and read that. It's kind of a copy intensive
Right.
thing, and I'm not sure that that they would necessarily like take the time to look at that. I like the idea of representing the project somehow.
should we have a banner that says, "Do you want to have volunteer some way," or something where it's
Well,
also
I was
recruiting of sorts, or in a way?
We could do a some kind of banner with that same headline.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, with the heart, with the volunteers are the heartbeat of Ashford.
Right.
And as kind of a conversation starter, um,
We could have those sheets there for people to look at. But no, I mean, I wouldn't, I'm the same as you. I wouldn't expect anyone to stand there and read 15
no,
sheets of
right.
paper.
I
But
mean,
I
we're not
think
going to have like a test or quiz after as people go by.
we'll have a barker out there calling out the names of the committees.
What
I think
might
it'd be
be
nice
fun
to,
is if we had something to pin on people, like the I voted today sticker
oh
that
yeah,
said, you know, I'm a volunteer. And so you could say, do you serve on any boards and commissions? Are you a member of the PTO? Do you coach basketball? And like, if somebody's like, oh yeah, I do that, like kind of, like stick them,
Yeah.
and whether I'm not sure exactly what it is. We could have stickers made pretty reasonably. I'm the heartbeat of Ashford, or I don't, something, but it's just so that people begin to walk around and you're kind of recognizing the folks that, we could give everybody a sash or a crown um, but
yeah, I think a sticker would be good. It could say, it could simply say Ashford Volunteer with a heart in the middle.
yep,
That
Uh,
sounds.
I mean, that's simple. I think putting in the heart, the whole heartbeat thing is probably
too
too small.
much. Yeah. But yeah, it could just be, I'm an Ashford volunteer with a heart in the middle.
Yeah,
And because that way it's kind of something fun. It's a conversation starter with people. You get to know them, and then it's kind of a fun reward thing, and you'll get a smile out of it, right? And it goes back to the idea that I brought up before about taking their pictures with
all
we
right.
talked about like that poster, like, why do I volunteer? And having people like, it makes me happy, or it's my duty, or, I love my kids, or, whatever, and capturing that. But, we don't have to go nuts with it, but if we did capture a picture, even with a cell phone picture of people with their sticker on, like that becomes a visual kind of a fun
Yeah,
montage, right?
right. I'm looking for a piece of paper. That's why I keep disappearing here.
Sounds good. Okay. So are we
Yeah.
so we'll order some stickers? Is that something EDC can support?
I think so. I have
Or
to
should it-
I have
should-
to go back to Vistaprint to order Billy's business card so I could order stickers in the same in the same order. There's actually a place in Canada, though, now that I think of it, where the stickers on the back are split, and so they're much easier to actually put on because
Yeah.
they do a kiss cut in the back as opposed to the kind where you have to pick and try to get an edge. And they're no more expensive, so I'll try to look into that.
Okay.
Do we want it to say I'm an Ashford volunteer or just Ashford volunteer? Just to say I'm an
Yeah,
Ashford,
no, it
it
could just
makes
be
it more
Ashford
personal.
Volunteer, like on the curve with, like you say, with a nice big heart in the middle.
Yeah.
But could that wording be in the heart, make it into a heart shape with the ash? Would it be too hard to read? You know what I'm saying? Maybe the heart be the sticker. With
Oh, you
the
mean a
wording,
heart shaped sticker?
or yeah, or and then with or at least the wording inside the heart, so to speak. Would that be too small?
Maybe we could put if we could write on top of the heart, I think we could put I'm an Ashford volunteer. I think that would all fit.
Well,
Uh,
that's simply used for and if you want to carry the theme through, what you use for the heart and the volunteer and the
yeah,
citizen is a
the
nice
heart has to be there
touch.
too. But I think if it's
Yeah,
a round,
yeah.
then we would be able to put volunteer on the bottom curve, and the rest could be straight across. I'm an Ashford volunteer. What do you think there, Margie?
Yeah, and I'll just look at too if they do have any that are kind of templates that are sort of pre-designed that might have a heart as part of it. But
Okay. And then volunteer along the bottom circle. I can't even write it that way.
I'm gonna see if I can get a banner. I looked. We don't have an Our Town, Our Future banner. We had something. Is that to scale?
If you can see that. Anyway, yeah, I think that would be fun. I also wrote down trash can because we'll need some place to put all the backings of
yep,
there. Okay, so then I need a sheet for each committee, and we need a banner. So I think it, I think having that banner, I was thinking at first it could be paper because then it would be cheaper. But if we made it out of something sturdier, it could be used well into the future. It's not like, well, first of all, this project's going on for a year and a half. So the banner could be hung in town hall, it could be hung in the library. It could be used even beyond this project. So maybe we should look at getting a banner that's sturdier than paper. I don't know I guess they make them of some kind of plastic or plastic coated fabric or something. I
yeah,
don't
it's
know.
We have
they're
one for
usually vinyl, so they're
yeah.
weatherproof.
Yeah.
We
I
have one
have
for
ordered some quick and dirty banners for, like to hang on a market tent at the UPS store in Mansfield. And, they're okay. The grommets usually pop out pretty quick, so they're not, real sturdy. So, we can explore um, a few options, I think, of, you know, like Blue Wave and, even Staples, may have banners that are a little bit sturdier that might have some life, because I agree with you. I mean, if we put the Our Town, Our Future circle on each end of the banner and then do your headline in the middle, um we could definitely use that in different places.
So who's going to be tasked with doing that? Who wants to do that? Paul, do you want me to, or Maureen, or who wants to be in charge?
Well,
Well,
Nora and I have the artwork, right?
okay,
Yeah.
so go for it.
Margie, you know the places to try. The
Yeah,
only
let
place,
me explore,
Okay.
some options, I
do you
think.
have time for that? Okay. Because the only
Yeah,
place I
I
know
mean, we've
is,
got till the middle of September, right? So,
right, 13. So it's,
As far as the table and chairs and a canopy, I have something. Do you have something, Margaret, or what do you, what
you know, I
think?
don't have a canopy. I mean, I do
Okay,
have, we have cafeteria tables, although I wonder if we have to bring our own or if they're going to steal them from, if the rec commission or
yeah.
whoever's hosting this is putting those together for everybody.
I'll check with Irene's the one, Irene Raleigh, the
Yep.
human service person, youth service. She's the one that's coordinating. So I'll check back with her on that. But I do have a pretty good size, like canopy. It's probably oversized, but I got tables and chairs too. But I'll take the charge, the lead on that stuff, coordinating the
Okay.
rest of that. Okay.
and they might have a tablecloth or something for everybody as well. That would be nice.
If not, I
Yeah,
have
they
those
won't
too.
do that. So I think
I
we need to plan on bringing our own.
I'll bring that. I got that stuff too.
Yeah, nice, a nice cloth, tablecloth would be classy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on Family Day?
Do we want a banner with the OTOF logo? It would be small.
Yeah, we've never done one, Mike.
No. We had that thing painted up when we did the old gas station. I looked at it because I still have it, but it has it's not really, it's got names
Yeah.
and other stuff on it. So no, we don't have one.
Yeah. Well, I'll explore, what banner prices are because it would be kind of a square one.
Yeah.
The other thing is a lot of people do those cloths that hang over the front of a tablecloth so that it's hangs in front of the table what your the name of your organization, and I can just see what those cost in comparison. Because the banner would probably end up getting hung in the front of the table if we have our other big banner on Mike's market tent. So
Would you put that big banner in the front or in the back of the booth?
Right
I
out
think
front.
we'll have to play that by ear that day. I mean, where it gets the most visibility. If it's going to get lost in the back of the tent, then probably in the front.
Mike, what is the size of your tent?
It's pretty good size. It's an oversized one, so it's probably
Bigger
hard to
than
say.
10 by 10? You
Yeah,
mean?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking because we need to know what
Yeah,
size.
I'll go check. I think I could put like 4 big tables. I think we got it for like when we had family gatherings, so it could fit like 4 regular fold out tables underneath it. So it's probably at least 12 or 14 feet long.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll take it out when it stops raining here and get a good measure on it and send you pictures so you can look at it.
Well, we could set up, a little living room set and serve some cocktails and really have some conversation with people.
We could, we could put the
You
sign
know?
out so people basically are funneled in. They can't go around it. They have to come in and,
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Well, on the volunteer
Sure.
list, I think the last time we spoke, there were 4 committees that weren't assigned. And Nora, I thought you assigned me 2, but then you said you thought
I
you
did,
might
but
do
then I
them.
said I'd be able to do one. So have you started on?
No, I sent you an email on July 14th and asking you which one you were going to do.
Oh,
I didn't
I'm
know.
sorry.
I very happy to do it, but I wasn't sure where we were on that.
All right, I'm checking right now.
Mhm.
I marked myself down for the zoning board. Is it it's a library board for
Okay.
you. And I'm going to do the zoning board of appeals.
Okay. So library. Okay.
And
Good.
I'm trying to, well, what I'm going to do by the end of this week is double check the next one, which is the Commission on Aging. And I know a couple people that are in that list. Actually, no, I think 4 people. So I'm gonna work really hard to get people to give some comments that we
Yeah,
can.
testimony would be wonderful.
Yeah, because there was empty space at the bottom of the one this month, which was fine, but I think it would be nice to get some quotes from people. And I should not have difficulty knowing the people that I know on that committee. Then I'll send that around so people can look at it and fix it if there's a problem with it. And I will go ahead and put it in the formatting, Margie, that we have already. Changes certainly can be made, but you'll be looking at pretty much the finished product for that. And then toward the end of this week, probably Friday morning, I will go down to town hall and try to do the ZBA. That's the very last one. But I'm also going to then work on the next 4 or so, which I'm trying to get to the front here. After aging comes agriculture, then conservation, then EDC. And then we have 2 different ones for education, boards of ed, one for the town and one for the regional district. Um, Depending on, I, I think some of those lists are fairly long, so I think that they may have to go into separate articles, separate months, which I think is fine. And it emphasizes the fact that there are 2 different boards of
Oh, yeah.
ed. And I think people need to understand that. So that's that's my plan. My plan is to have 6 of them done, half a year, by the end of August, and then the rest of them done by the end of this year. I think that's being much more generous to myself than I said last month. But I wanted to all done in, ready to go, so that if I get hit by a bus, it's,
No.
Yeah, that's
okay,
awesome, Nora. Thank you.
yeah.
Not a lot of buses go through Ashford, so you're okay.
No, but
You'll be
that's
safe.
it. I'm going to be traveling, see.
Oh,
I'm not going to go to any country where the traffic drives on the other side of the road, and that's how they pick off American tourists. By having us walk in and look to the left and get whapped by a bus coming from the right-hand side.
yikes.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Very good. And so that's all. That's anything else on the volunteer recognition program? We're all set. Any other comments? So we're all set there?
Yes.
Good. Item C is discuss the future projects, the strategic planning. I mean, we had our meeting with last month with Catherine, and I think kind of the ball is in her court at this point. I know I think I sent out some information to you on some different information on strategic planning. So it's really again what Catherine has got to take the lead. I'll see where she's at. I'm not sure if it was on. I didn't have a chance to look here. I was in Maine, kind of helping control the lobster population this weekend. So, but I think I'll circle back this week with Catherine and see where she's at. She was going to talk with the board select people about that, and
And I think she probably needs to wait until she hires her new person in order to have the time to start anything new. Her replacement for Chris.
I mean, yeah, it's a big undertaking. It's just a matter of whether she's going to wants to do it on her own, or whether she's going to add some level of facilitator, hired on consultants, or what have you. And obviously, there's funding required for that. And so, anyhow, there's a few decision-making points to be made here before anything gets going. So, yeah, I'll circle back with her later this week. Okay.
So one thing we kind of brought up that night, Mike, as we were leaving, and Mike then kind of pursued it. And I'd be curious, Maureen, I think you may have left, when we chatted about this in the hallway, but whether it's daunting to people, or if already their eyes roll back in their head when they hear the word strategic plan. And if there's something different that we should suggest she call this process, I mean, even knowing that it's a strategic plan, right? Like in the school district that I work in, they call it a development plan, but it really is a strategic plan, right? But if there's some other handle that we can give it that makes it feel more, um, like people can get their head wrapped around it a little bit more, and not quite so like lofty and strategic planning. So, and not necessarily like what's the name of the plan. But does anybody have any other examples, or where you've heard a plan or a planning document labeled something that just makes it seem friendlier?
Yeah, I sent out a list,
Mhm.
preliminary list.
You did, yep.
I know Maureen had an idea too. So I added that. I don't know if I resent it from that list, but there's a bunch of them there. So yeah, I do agree. Maybe it's a different marketing, call it marketing strategy, something that's less intimidating and makes more sense. So yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Did everybody see that list?
Mhm.
I did. When you sent it out, I should have printed it and have it today, but
Trying to see if I can pull it up here.
I think we can probably wait on that
yeah,
until
I mean, we certainly can. I mean,
yeah.
just whether
Um,
she's,
I also have not pulled those documents together, Mike, that you sent. So I will do that after this meeting, before the next meeting, in order to have all that at hand when the time comes.
And here's and you're sharing a list. This is kind of some of the names that we put out there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if any of them really strikes me as the aha one, but
Mhm.
I don't know, something that's simple yet conveys that we're looking at the future betterment of the community or something. I don't know. But,
Well, is that yours at the bottom, Maureen? Ashford
Yes.
Community? I
Mhm.
mean, I think the idea of using the word community is actually very good, because I mean the word that came into my head when you asked this question a few minutes ago was citizen, and I didn't think that necessarily was good, so I didn't say it. But I think community is important, and so it's because honestly, the plan of conservation and development is 95% or more from the boards and commissions. They wrote it, they submitted that information to the subcommittee. The subcommittee edited and, put it in the format, didn't create new things for any group, didn't eliminate stuff. But this is an opportunity for people. And yes, there was input from the community, but there was no organized um, group that had repeated meetings for members of the community. The same way the subcommittee met almost every month for a while there while we were working on this thing. So I think and Mike, at our meeting with Catherine, you talked about, I believe you are the one that brought this up, that for each goal or topic in the strategic plan, we would have a group from the town, a group of people interested specifically in that topic. And the next topic would be a different group of people that were interested in that topic. I mean, there might be overlap, but it wouldn't just be the steering committee doing it all. It would be these different community groups coming through. So I like using that word in there.
I think though
Well, anyhow,
the strategic plan, I think would backtrack and people need to understand why it's important and why we feel we need to have a direction. Who are we? What do we want? How do we want our community to be? How do we want to live? And that would probably be input from a lot of other people than us. But I think people need to understand that it's important to where are we going? What do we want? What don't we want? As a group. So I think we need a lot of input from other people.
Yeah.
so let's continue to think about potential names for what we
Okay.
can call it. That conveys a sense of community, a sense of future, a sense of direction, guidance, or whatever, because I think that's really what a strategic plan is and why we need it. I mean, if we can have it, the name that conveys all that, and so people understand that it's important. Because this is something we want to be able to transcend the every 2-year election cycle or the every year budget cycle, because it's unfortunately my experience is most municipal governments tend to just focus on a 1-year cycle or a 2-year cycle, and things beyond that are very difficult in the decision making, and especially when it comes to financing, which is really the key. The number one thing in a lot of people's minds in the community is it affordable? Can I afford to live here? And so what I think we need to do is be able to have something that kind of transcends that, but also has the sensitivity to be, that sometimes you got to spend $10 today to save $1,000 4 or 5 years from now, and that's a hard thing for people to sometimes realize the investment you have to make in a community to mitigate future costs, which means it's going to make things more affordable in the future too. So I don't know. Anyhow, let's try to keep on adding to this.
Yeah,
I know one of the things.
The two that resonate for me on this list, because they imply a step by step to get there, right? Like, what do they say, right? A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And so the one that's the path to Ashford's future, or the roadmap for the future, I liked including the word future in it because of the our town, our future, right? So therefore this group's involvement. But the fact that there's that point that we're getting to, but the strategic plan is how the heck we're going to get there. It's one thing to have these lofty goals, but with a strategic plan, it leads you through. In 2 years, this is going to happen. In 4 years, this should happen, and I feel like it's much more like action oriented. Even the word action, it implies step by step. We're not going to get there overnight, but here's a path to get to where we all think we want to be. So
when I was thinking about that though too, is actually we need to back up again to find out where we want to go before we start to talk about how we want to get there. Because I think we have to define where we want to go first.
And I think we did a fair amount of that, as with some community input from Our Town, Our Future over the last several years, right? We've had several community sessions where people have articulated that, and Mike has recorded that, and also with the POCD. So I think you put some of those assumptions out there and then let people challenge them or embellish them. I don't want to go back to the community and just say, so what do you want? I feel like we've asked that question over the last 10 years, and we can make some assumptions. And then if people are like, well, no, I don't think that's appropriate, then we'll talk about that. But that's my only concern about where it is we think we want to go. I feel like we have some intelligence on that we've gained through several different.
I agree. I think
I would go as far as even to say that we actually frame out what we think would be this plan of action, whatever we want to call it, the strategic plan, and you put it into those categories, and you have people react to it, like you're saying, Margaret.
Correct.
Because if you try to write it from scratch, it'll never get done. I think I gave you an example of the open space master plan. I think it's good to have people. Like you said, we know the top 10 things. We can say them 3 or 4 different ways, but we know what the top 10 things are in Ashford, and there may be 11, 12, 13 items too, but people can add that in, add value to something. So I think it's better to have people react to it, and then you do these little breakout pods or meetings with various stakeholders, and you fill in the blanks or modify the goal and objective. So you get to what Maureen was talking about. That's how you kind of know where we want to go, and then you fill out the other part of it. Then is, okay, how do we get there? Who's going to be responsible for dealing with this issue or item or top 10 thing, and then how do we get there? What's the schedule for that? Is it 1 year out, 5 years out? Is that something that's 20 years out? And then, because it could be a financial component of it or a resource component of it to make it happen. So anyhow, so I think, to me, I'll be honest with you, I have an old one I worked on, and I've been trying to play with it and say, can I populate this framework as a starting point, at least as a discussion point on how you can kind of do it. But I don't know, it's a lot of work, I'll tell you that. So that's what we first have to have, the green light from the Board of Selectmen is really where it starts.
Yeah. Yep. She needs to get buy-in. So awesome. Good conversation though. And I think it's helpful kind of out of the gate to, that we label it and market, so that we can market it appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think, if we can all continue to kind of look at this list and add to it, modify some of these things. I went out and Googled the word strategic or planning or future, and trying to see what the other words are out there that kind of say it in a more encouraging, more layman's ordinary way, but strong way. And I don't know, as they say, words are important, just how you use them. So any other thoughts?
Mansfield just finished its POCD, and it's called Mansfield Tomorrow. That's what what they call their one, that they did 10 years ago. And then they've sort of broadened it so that the POCD is called Mansfield Tomorrow, but they've, any planning project that's looking at anything from, should we build a dog park, or what should the new animal shelter look like, or what's the plan for our park. They have kind of hung all of those planning initiatives under this Mansfield Tomorrow umbrella, and created a website with information and all that stuff, right? Like, they have resources to do that. So I just think as much as I like it, the Tomorrow piece, I just feel like it gets a lot of play in the next town, and so we maybe should be careful about that one specifically. But
I like the word roadmap too, because for some reason it conjures up our rural hiking trails kind of vision to me. I don't know. I like that. I don't like that word blueprint, which I put in. But roadmap, I like that. So we'll see.
Should we use this list or some list like this to have people give us some feedback, or that's probably premature, isn't it? To kind of you tell people how to.
I wouldn't yet. I mean, maybe at some point with the selectmen, once we know they're on board. But I think it's
right.
Again, like, we would show them 3, not all of these.
I agree. Okay.
Well, I think
very good.
I think if we come up with one that we all really like, that's what we should present. I don't think,
and then give them the logic. Here's why. Yeah. Yep.
Because it would be really hard to have a favorite and give them 2 options, and then they would pick one of the other 2, right? So.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a strategy. If we are all on board, here's the best choice, and here's why, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's part of our homework for next month.
Okay.
Very good. Any other thoughts on this?
But I think Maureen's onto something. I mean, maybe it's the trail map to Ashford's future.
Yeah.
I mean, the road
Yeah.
map, like even, the trail map, because you're right, that implies even more rural and more, something you put in your pocket and you refer to often. It's kind of a cool concept.
We'll
Where
add
am I
that one to the
going?
list. Yes. We're going for the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Ah,
Ashford's rainbow.
yeah.
Okay, very good. POC update. I haven't heard anything more on where it's
Oh,
at.
it passed. They accepted it at the last PZC meeting.
Oh, okay, so it's
It's
passed. Okay.
done.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
not
so
the end, Nora. It's just the beginning.
Yes.
correct. Now
Well,
all the hard work
no,
Now
begins.
we have to live it.
it has been accepted by all the required groups. But then what's written in there is that everything will be revisited every 2 years. So,
Yeah, great.
Did they modify any of it or attach any of the feedback to it, or did it just go as is?
say
No,
again.
I mean they received some feedback. I thought, did they not?
Oh, I think they made a few changes. I mean, I wasn't
Okay.
involved in that part of it at all.
Okay.
So I don't know for sure what all was there, but
Okay.
I know that there was a last minute addition about for the conservation section about the and I don't know exactly how this ended up being worded, but the concern about the consumption of water by data centers and saying that our town does not really have the resources to support anything like that because of the amount of water. We're all well driven here, so we can't really do that. I don't know exactly what the wording was, but presumably it would be enough to stop. Well, see, the whole point of the POCD is that the PZC has to look at it and make regulations that comply with it and support it. So I don't know what their process is for that. I don't know how they do that.
Okay. Thank you for that update. Any other project updates? Okay. Moving on to member recruitment. I keep trying to ask people, but haven't had feedback from anybody lately. New business, the next steps? I think we've just talked about are the next steps.
Yeah.
And talked about POCD, nobody's from the public. Any other input for next agenda?
No.
The only other thing related perhaps to this trail guide to our community's best future is how do we get there? If she really thought that she wanted to have something in hand, say next August or September, right? Like, how would that play out? So that's something we might want to think about for our next meeting is kind of and it's just really to plan the work.
Yeah.
And if there were steps that involved having a series of public meetings by topic, we'd have to make sure that we were ready to have those meetings in like January, February, March, April, a meeting a month and publicize it that way. And so I think that is something else we could do while we're waiting on the selectmen to say, yeah, let's go.
So
So that's
to create a rough calendar.
kind of a work plan.
Yeah, so how we would manage to get this done
Right.
in a year, basically. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and then that truthfully is predicated on the scope of services of who does what. If she's going to hire a consultant, then how much of that is she going to want them
Right.
to
They
do?
would do that, but
or
Well,
we
I
do
think
We
I
we do
think
like maybe we do the input meetings, and they would just kind of help facilitate those, or take that information and integrate it into a structured plan, whatever that looks like. Okay, that's good. That's a good point.
I would think that whoever would get hired would want to be working with the data that we have already. So I think what I will try to do before our next meeting is look at the output from our community forum and the output from the I'm trying to think, there's three different things. Questionnaire from the POCD subcommittee and the listening session. I forget which was called which, but we ran one, and then the PZC ran one. So there was input from the public in both of those. So
Yep.
then the questionnaire. So I think it's good to take those responses from the public and winnow them down to 5 to 10.
But also comes a question of, do we,
Be right back.
is the POC part of this plan? You know, do we take that and is it
Well,
part of the plan, or is that a separate document that's referenced in the?
I think that's
Yeah.
separate because that's planning and zoning only.
Right. So
But
I mean, it's kind of like the Board of Ed has their own strategic plan, and so I think those could be components of plugged in reference, but they may not be.
Yeah. So let me back up a little, because in the plan of conservation and development, under goals, every topic, the goals for every topic are divided into two sections. One is what the PZC has to act on, and the other one is the goals of the relevant boards and commissions that made input. In other words, the second part has nothing to do with planning and zoning. The document itself is for the Planning and Zoning Commission. So we can lift the second set of goals from the POCD, the ones that the PZC cannot work on. We can lift those and add them to our pot of input from the community. Follow that?
Got it. Okay.
We also did our original community forum that we conducted, one or two when Our Town, Our Future formed, when the one that Dick and Ray and you, Mike, and the small groups, the things, that where like the community arts thing bubbled out of that, the interest in history bubbled out of that. So there may even be earlier community forum input that we should revisit and look at too, Nora. There's the one we did 2 years ago, but when we did this 8 or 10 years ago, there were some other.
Yeah, I can send that information out as well, because it's a lot of it's relevant. It still hasn't gone away.
Right.
So I can pull that out.
Somebody still has that list?
Yeah, I have all that.
Because I have not seen that, as far as I know.
Okay.
The results from the earlier listening sessions before I joined.
I'll send it out. Got it. Okay, anything else that we
No, I think that's enough. I think we did a lot.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot. You guys are doing a lot. It's great.
Well, we have a lot to think about to sort of mentally organize this strategic plan project.
Right.
And I think that the things we talked about are all good things to try to get done before the next meeting.
Yes. Okay, sounds good. Could I have a motion to adjourn then?
So moved.
I second.
Okay, thank you. And we're officially adjourned at 7:52. Thank you very much. Have a good
night.
rest of the week.
And
Enjoy
I'll
the
see you
rain.
all on Saturday for the Alfa Romeo event that we're doing for the Hole in the Wall Gang camp at the distillery. Stop in for a
For a ride.
sausage and a little Alfa Romeo love. So
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
free
good.
admission. It's just donations for the camp.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Going to be there?
Thank
What's
you.
that?
Are they going to have cars there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's there's like a car club bringing in probably between 12 and 20 Alfa Romeos and Fiats. So they're fun to look at. The people are kind of fun. We're going to have food and yeah, should be a good
Okay.
day.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye
Good
now.
night, everybody. Good night.
Night.